What's happening out there, everybody? Hope everybody's having a great week. We're getting close. We're on the down slope to the weekend. Hope you've booked out some time for yourself. You know, summer's rolling. It's going by quick. We only got a few weeks left. You got to get some fun in. Make sure you book time for yourself, for clarity. Book time for your family and your friends. And, you know, one of the things that is super important is, you know, scheduling fun. Right, as a business owner, an entrepreneur, you know, a lot of times we just get so magnetized by, you know, the collecting, you know, for marketing and sales and running the business and stuff, that we forget about fun, right? And it's like we try to sprinkle it in, you know, when we can, you know. And so, you know, if you want to have fulfillment and you want to stave off that pit feeling in your stomach of anxiety and frustration as weeks and weeks and weeks have gone by and you just seem like you're spinning day after day after day, it's so important to, you know, as a business owner where you're in charge of everything and you have a team of people to lead, and you have lots of people problems on both the employee and the customer side. You know, you're in charge of marketing, sales, and finance, and, you know, maybe you have a partner like I do, and, you know, and I got a family, I got a little son at home, and there's just a lot to do every single day. I seem like I wake up at 5, and it's go till 10 o'clock at night, and I get about a half hour to myself to sit down on the couch, and then, you know, I got to go to bed and do it all over again, right? And it's easy to just spin off like 3 weeks without doing anything. So, you know, if you've been following me or you follow me on Instagram or whatever, you see that I'm a lot of the weekends I'm up at the lake, and that's my, like, you know, escape. It's a release for me. It's like I can just relax on the water and fish, and I put those dates, they're in my calendar. Like, I know when I'm going to the lake, I know when I'm not going, I know what Saturdays I'm doing what. My wife and I, you know, do a pretty good job at, like, planning out dates. You know, we had a movie date this week. We're taking Antonio, our son, into New York City this weekend. You know, it's supposed to be really nice out, so it's going to be our first trip with him into the city. We're going to ride the train into the city. He loves the choo-choo. And, you know, just walk around, have a nice time, and spend some time together as a family, and, you know, kind of do some stuff, right? So one of the things that I've seen in our mastermind group and amongst the BOS seminars that we've done in the last, you know, couple years is the overwhelming feeling of frustration and anxiety from gym owners because I'm overworked, I'm doing too much, I'm doing too many sessions. And I said, well, when was the last time you take a vacation? Like, I can't leave for more than a couple days. I was like, okay, well, let's start with that though. But when can you leave for a couple days? Can you do, you know, an early Friday and be done by noontime, you know, pack it in for the weekend and come back on Monday? So, like, even 2.5 days, like, can you, you know, and it doesn't matter where you are. Like, I routinely book a hotel in the city. It's a half hour away, you know, but it's just out of my element. It's like I'll get one night. I'll get a Saturday night. We'll leave early, you know, I'll get out of work early on a Friday. We'll relax. We'll have dinner. We'll get up super early in the morning. And we head into the city, you know, get a babysitter, and we'll spend the day and relax. It's just a release. It's just a break in the routine that helps hit the reset button. So even if you're a sole operator and you're working like crazy right now, it's super important to give yourself a weekend here, a weekend there. I really recommend, you know, 1 weekend a month minimum, and at least one long weekend a quarter, right? And a minimum of 2 real vacations a year. You should be able to take 2, you know, 5-day, you know, I mean, maybe it's not a whole week, you know, maybe it's a Thursday to Sunday, you know, maybe it's a Wednesday to Sunday, something like that, right? But you should be able to take a couple days off. Now, if you're a sole operator and you got to close down your operation, and that means you have $0 coming in, I was there. I did that for years, right? And I completely understand. Before I opened my gym in 2006, I was working for some other people, but in between, I ran my own business. I had my own training clients. I did a lot of in-home stuff. I did a lot of on-the-field stuff. And, you know, when I shut it down, you know. So when I opened up my gym in 2006, right? I took 10 days off in 3 years, right? And that's not the way to go. Trust me, I was miserable. I was overworked. I felt drained all the time. And I was, and I felt like I started to resent the business towards the end. And that was one of the primary reasons why, I made the decision to partner up with Dan, because I was like, geez, at least I have, like, we could flip-flop weekends or flip-flop vacation times. At least I got somebody that's going to be there with the same intentions that I have, right? Now, whether you have a partner or not, maybe you need to just find a really good, part-time coach. It's like, hey, for a couple days I'm going to be away. Can you step up and take some more hours? Stuff like that, right? And maybe it is a shell schedule, and your clients will be okay with that. If you develop a relationship with your clients, you provide a lot of value and service, you do a great job with your customer service and your experience, right? They don't expect you to be an absolute robot. You put out enough notice that you're taking a weekend off and somebody else is covering classes, you'll be fine. Trust me. And if your mentality is that they won't, let me tell you something. They never will be, right? So you being able to book time is critically important. And that's why I encourage people to join a mastermind, right? There's a million of them out there, whether it's a business mastermind or like something like Jay Ferrugia's, Renegade Club, where it's just a bunch of dudes getting together and doing man shit and talking about bettering themselves, emotionally, physically, and personally. Whatever it is, it's get out for 2 or 3 days, right? And get away from everything and have some critical thinking. Surround yourself with some good people. Maybe it's a little trip with your best friend. Maybe it's a trip with your spouse. Maybe it's just a day trip. Even if it's just a Sunday where you get up early and you plan something different that you haven't done and get out and do it, right? Those things make such a difference in keeping you fresh. I know that, when I have something to look forward to, right? Like this weekend, I got to work a little bit this weekend because we're super busy. So I'm working Saturday morning a bit, but I'm not coming to the gym. I got to go to my office and bang out about 3 hours of work, right? Still work though. But my wife's gonna get the Antonio all ready to go. Saturday we have a family plan. We're gonna go to the park. We're gonna go to the little kiddie zoo that's by us. We're gonna ride the little train. We're gonna get some ice cream. We're just gonna have a nice day, and then we're gonna watch a movie together as a family. We're gonna watch a kids movie, earlier in the evening, and have a little family time. And then Sunday we're gonna go into the city, right? And I am going to disconnect and turn off the phone, turn off the marketing switch, turn off the business brain, and focus on family, right? And then in a couple weeks, I'm taking a really nice long family vacation, nearly 2 weeks, going about 12 days or so, down the Jersey Shore, and just me and my entire family, my mom, my sister, my niece, my wife, and little Antonio, and I'm getting away, right? And I'm gonna put the business down. I'll square everything up before I leave. I'm gonna put the business down, and I'm gonna let the team run the business, and they're gonna do a great job. And if there's a couple little mistakes, who cares, right? It's no big deal. It's nothing we can't fix or improve upon. And I got an awesome team, and we help each other, right? So whether you're a solo entrepreneur or you got a bigger business like myself and it's a little bit more seasoned, right, and you have a staff, it's so important to step aside in different ways. You should step aside for visioning and clarity, meaning that I'm actually taking a day off to work, but in an environment where I can think, I'm peaceful. A lot of times I'll go up to the lake and I got my notepad out and I'm writing stuff and I'm coming up with ideas, like sitting in the boat fishing. I'm like, oh, that's a good one, that's a good one. And I'm writing stuff down. And then, and then taking your family trips and friend trips. You got to make time for friends and man time, right? Like, and going out with your boys or your girls if you're a female operator, and you have to make time for your family. And if you don't book that ahead of time, it almost never happens. Then you're always just trying to play catch up, and then your life feels like you're always being rushed and you're always doing this, and it's just a routine, and you have nothing to look for. So book your time. It's critical for entrepreneurs. The brain never stops when you're an owner operator, and booking those days away for clarity, for vision, and for family and friends is an integral part at being ultra successful and coming back on a Monday feeling empowered, feeling refreshed, feeling vibrant, right, and full of ideas and execution. So get your time set. I hope everybody's having a little fun this summer. Book those trips. If you have nothing booked in the third and fourth quarter, get it done.